Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel once again. So in today's video we are going to learn how we can create gift cards. I have this piece of watercolor sheet from my main sheet. So I was thinking how I can utilize this sheet. So I thought why not to create some gift cards. So I'm going to cut this into 4 to 5 parts. Doesn't matter whether it is smaller or bigger, but I'm trying to get the same size, although I'm not getting it because I'm not using any measurement tape or scale, but you can do it and cut it in the same half like you wanted. As you can see, some are bigger, some are smaller, but it's fine because doesn't matter what kind of size you have, right? Now I'm creating one hole with my punching machine. And then I want to give it some different shape, so I'm not creating only one shape, I'm creating different shape. Like you can cut the corners and create something like this. You can smoothen the edges, or you can keep it like that itself. Having different shape you can keep, or else you can keep it like that only, it's totally fine. So I have created these two, having some cuts at the corner, and this one is the smallest one, so I want to keep it like this, a U kind of shape. Based on your liking you can cut all these paper, and I am keeping this one as is. So let's start with this particular one itself, and I'm going to create the vase and the flowers. You can choose any shape of vase, so I'm keeping this one little rounder like this, having fine oval shape at the top and at the bottom. So get the shape and then rub the pencil mark and then wetten the vase area. So with the help of clean water I'm wettening thoroughly, and then you can use any color. I'm going to use light shade of blue color in it, so I have mixed a little bit of green as well, but blue is more dominant, keeping some negative space also. So once you're done with light shade of blue, then you can add dark shade of blue around the corner. So basically we need to see all the shades of blue, lighter, darker, and some negative space also in between. Don't worry about shape too much because these are very small in size, so we can keep it little asymmetry as well. With the help of gray color I'm creating some base. So as you can see my blue color is also coming, but it's fine because this is giving very nice effect, so I'm keeping it like that. And then you can add some blue lines around the vase. Now let it dry for some time, meanwhile we can paint some flowers. So for the flowers I'm using black color for the center part, and I'm creating bigger dot and then a smaller dot around it to create the center part of the flower. These flowers are white in color, so I'm going to create petals with the help of gray color. This is very light shade of gray, but I'm also getting some color from the center part of the flower as the center part is still wet. And you can keep the direction of the petal little bit different so that you will get different perspective of the flower. So likewise I have created two flowers. Then you can create stems and leaves. Let me create few leaves here and there, and these are white flowers, so it's important to cover these with the help of leaves so that we can see the flowers more clearly. So I have added all these leaves in between, These are simple one stroke leaves, so I'm applying pressure into my brush and moving my brush towards left and right to get something like this. And I'm also adding some filler flowers, so I'm adding dots of yellow, creating a group like this. So I have mixed a little bit of green also in the yellow, and then you can create the stem. I'm keeping this one quite simple, so I think this much is something we needed. And then you can add dark shade of blue around the edges, and then with the help of clean water just blend the color so that you will not end up having hard edges. And we are done with this particular one. Now let's move to the second one. Now for the second one also, let's create the basic shape of vase. So this time I'm creating something like this. All the shapes are quite simple, and you can do little modification here and there and create multiple like this. So I have created something like this, and I'm wetting the area with the help of light blue color, keeping some negative space in between. Remember, negative space is important to get some shiny effect. And then with the help of light green color mixed with the blue, and I'm going through the edges so that we can see a little bit of light blue and little bit of light green as well. If you end up having dark shade, you can remove some color with the help of tissue paper. So this is the basic color that we have added, green around the edges and blue in between and some negative space also. And then you can create some shades and base with the help of gray color. You will end up getting colors from the vase itself, but it's totally fine. Now let it dry for some time. Meanwhile, we can create some flowers. So for this one, I'm creating a string of yellow petals like this. So I'm just pushing my brush to create a small petals in a group, and then with the help of red color I'm going through all the yellow petals so that we can see little bit of red and yellow both. And with the help of clean water you can dilute some color and get some light shade as well. And then with the help of black color add little dots to replicate small flowers in between. Now with the help of green color you can create the main stem and smaller element at the tip. This is more inspired by gladiolus flower or any flower which comes in a group. And then you can add some green element at the base. I think this much is enough. We are good enough. Now you can add some extra dark shade at one side. So assume light is coming from the left, so that's why we are getting some light shade in the center or towards the right side. You can add little bit of extra dark shade around the center area as well, like this. And we are done with these two. Now let's move to the third one. Again, for the third one as well, let's create a basic shape. Now I'm creating something like this, having little extended base and rounder vase. Let's rub the pencil mark. We can see the structure. Now we need to wetten the area, because wettening the area is important, because then only we can get some light and dark shade. Otherwise you might end up having very dark shade. And this time I want to create this particular vase little rustic, so I'm using burnt sienna, burnt umber and little bit of blue color to make this one. So I'm going through the vase, having some negative space in between with the help of all brown shade. And then you can add a little bit of blue in it to get some extra shade in it, and let it dry for some time. Meanwhile we can create some leaves. For this particular one I really want to create only leaves, no flower in it. So I'm creating strings of leaves like this. So my first color is blue and little bit of green in it, and I'm creating all these leaves randomly, like pushing my brush into random pattern and getting something like this. And then to make it little bushier, you can add different shades of green in between. Something like this we are going to get at the end. Now with the help of black color, you can add some extra shade around the edges. We need some dark shades around the edge, so that is what we are doing. And then add some shadows at the base, and then you can also create dots of brown around the leaves. And we are done with this one. Now let's move to the another one. As we are creating vase for all the gift cards, so again I'm creating a glass kind of structure having fine oval shape at the top and the bottom. And this one I want to keep on the transparent side so that we can see the stems inside the vase. So let's wetten the area first, like we are doing for other vase as well. So I'm wettening the area thoroughly with the help of clean water. Then with the help of light shade of blue, go around the edges. Make sure we are not overdoing it, because this one is the transparent one, so I want to keep things very lighter. So with the help of light blue, I went through the edges, and then with the help of clean water, I'm trying to blend it. Keep the negative space in between. Negative space as in you can see some white area around the vase, and then create the shadow. Now this much is enough for now. Let it dry for some time. Meanwhile we can create some flower. So this time I'm creating some pink flower with the help of one stroke petals. So I'm moving my brush towards left and right and applying some pressure to create 4 to 5 petals for one single flower. And then with the help of black color, create the center part of the flower. Keeping the petal shape smaller and bigger gives you different perspective of the flower, so remember you are doing that. And then with the help of purple color, create a few more flowers in between. So these are same kind of flower but smaller in size. So few petals are bigger, few petals are smaller, and something like this we have created. Now with the help of green color, you can create stems. You can attach all the flowers together with the help of fine stem, and we are also seeing these stem inside the vase as well. Create fine stems inside the vase like this, and then you can add some green elements in between to create leaves. All the vase are quite simple, all the flowers are simple, all the vase structure are simple. We are doing the same thing but having different pattern in it, different colors, different shape and size of flowers. So something like this you can create. Now we are done with this one. Now let's move to the another one. So for this particular one, I'm thinking to create some basic shape. So this is the basic shape. I have already covered different varieties of vase doodle in my previous video. So if you want to refer to that video, I can give you a link into my description section. Now I have created something like this. Rub the unwanted pencil mark, and then with the help of blue color, I'm trying to create this particular vase. I want this one on the opaque side, so I want to keep the color very bright and opaque. So this is not the transparent one, this is the opaque one, so that's why I'm not leaving any negative space in between. So I'm filling whole area with the help of blue color. You can choose whatever color you like and then add shade. So this is the first layer. Meanwhile we can create the flowers and leaves. So with the help of light blue color, I'm creating these longer leaves in a different direction, and then you can add more leaves like this with different shades of green. So I'm creating group of leaves like this. Now with the help of different shades of flower color like purple, pink, yellow, orange, whatever you like, you can create a U kind of structure to replicate tulip flower. Do as much as flower you want with the help of different colors, and then add stems. Few flowers you can create behind, few flowers you can create on front side, and then you can add more leaves with the help of different shade of green. Now we are done with the flowers and leaf. You can add one more layer of blue color into the vase area to make it opaque. Now we are done with all the gift cards that we have for today's video. Take inspiration from these and create multiple other gift cards. So hope you have liked this video, and please do let me know if you guys have any feedback for me. And thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next video.